Hey guys, it's Nutcase, and in today's video, it is a follow-up to last week's video, which was, should you take commissions? And this is going to be a video on how I take commissions. First off, I have all of the links that I'm going to be talking about listed down in the description area, so you guys can check those out if you want to look at them while I'm talking about them, or later on. Whatever, they'll be down there for you guys. So, when it comes to openings for commissions, artists sometimes decide they only want to take so many slots, etc. I'm most always open for commissions, and so if you ever want something from me, you can just email me. And if for some reason I'm not, for whatever reason, I will let you know in the email, and then I'll just ask you if you would like me to email you back when I am open, and I can usually give you a time frame of when that's going to be if I am closed. So, most always open. Now, if you do want to commission me, before you contact me, I would request that you guys read my Terms of Service, or my TOS. It has information that covers like how I take payment, what rights you have to the art, etc. And I'll go into the rights for the art later on in the video, but yeah, the TOS does cover that as well. I also have listed on my website my will and won't draws, so if you see that on there. If you do not see the thing you want me to draw, like, listed on any of those lists, feel free to contact me. Obviously, if it's not on the won't draw list, there's still a chance that I would still draw it. I just don't list everything I will draw on my will draw. It's just, those are things that, like, I like to draw, or I am requested to draw a lot more than, like, anything else, and so that's why I have those listed there. I do have on my website a price guide to both my digital and traditional art. I have them at different prices. You can look at both of them. Again, they'll be linked down below. But all the prices listed on there are base prices. There are things that will increase the cost of your commission, and that's one reason why I tend to get the details from everybody, and then I give a price quote, and then from there we go on. Some things that might increase the cost of your commission: more than one character, detailed clothing, detailed background, specific pose, etc. Things like that can really increase the price of it, but it can be minimal cost-wise, or it could be a lot because of how detailed something is. It just really depends. And if I ever give you a price quote and you're wondering what has increased the price, because say you want to kind of trim down the price a little bit, I'm more than happy to let you know what has increased the price, and so on. So, steps when commissioning me go like this. First, you're going to send me an email with your information, and I'm going to go back and forth with you until I make sure that I have all the details correct for myself. And I'll have a link down below where you guys can see I've set up a page that shows a good email versus a bad email for commissioning me, specifically for me, like for you guys to look at, so you can see what will make it easier for me to understand, and that will help in the process and also in the price, because if I can understand everything pretty easily, it's going to be, you know, closer to the base price most likely. I will then give you a price quote. You will then provide me with a PayPal email that I can invoice. I will send you an invoice, and once the invoice is paid, I will start working. You will get a sketch to approve, which this is only for anything above a sketch. So if you get a line art or more, you get a sketch to approve. If not, it's just kind of like a one and done, like here's your sketch, it's done. But again, that's why I try to make sure all the details are correct, and that's it. Now, during the sketch approval phase is when, if you notice some big issues, like you wanted the clothing to look like this, or you wanted to add something, that is when you would add it. Because after the sketch is approved and done, I go on to finishing the commission. And once the commission is finished, things like the pose or added elements cannot be added. Things can get changed, like say there's a color that's just like, there's a piece of clothing that you wanted a certain color, but maybe I missed that, or you didn't include it, but it's still a simple change. I'm willing to do that, but if not, there will be extra fees on top of the regular commission price to fix things later on. So please make sure to address things in the sketch stage. But once it is done, it's done, and you have your picture. And then you wonder, what can I do with this? Alright, so on my TOS I have listed that all the art I do, I hold the copyright to. Now, that does not mean that I own the copyright to your character. I do not claim that. I am claiming the right to the art itself. That means you cannot sell it, that means you cannot claim it, that you've drawn it yourself. But then you must be asking yourself, well, Case, what can I do with it then? Well, you can share it with credit. So as long as you share it and say, hey, Nutcase did it, and like link back to my website, or if it's on Twitter, like tag me in it, things like that, that's giving me credit. And that's fine. You can use it for your header on Twitter, your icon, things like that. Now, some more gray areas that I know some people might talk about are things like using my art for thumbnails on YouTube. So, if you commission a piece for me and you use it in a thumbnail for YouTube, I do not consider that making money for the commission. But just like everything else, I would request, and I would, in my TOS I say that you need to do this as well, that you do credit me in some way, shape, or form with that video. So like in the description of the video, just put, Nutcase did the art for the thumbnail. Things like that. That would be the proper credit for me. And I do sell the rights to the art, only obviously to the commissioner. I would never sell it to somebody else. But if you want to buy the rights to the art, you can. And that means you can sell it. Like, you can make stickers for sale and t-shirt designs, whatever. That's part of buying the rights. It does cost more. It costs a good amount more because you're taking the copyright away from me, basically. But I would still request, even with that you still give me credit. But obviously you would be able to use it without my signature on it and whatnot. So, yeah. But also, to kind of double back, if you are taking my art and say you're going to a convention and you want to give out stickers to people that you meet, that's fine, again, as long as you're not selling it. But if you're going to do something like that, I would request that you contact me and let me give you a file where it has, like, instead of my little acorn signature, just like my website on it. So that way people know who did it. That way, it's still helping me a little bit. But I also don't mind doing that kind of edit for you if you're going to be doing something like that and giving it away for free. Now, if you enjoy my art and you really like it, and say you know people that would like to get art as well, be it a commission or buy something from my shop, telling people about me really does help. Like, word of mouth. Also, like, if your friend is like, oh, I'm looking to get a commission done of this character, and you're like, oh, I know this artist, they did really good work, that is worth more than somebody searching and being like, okay, this person has this price commissions, this person has this price commissions, and so they're having to sit there and sift through that. But like, if your friend tells you that they've worked with somebody and it's been a good experience, you're more likely to go work with them. And so that is definitely one way you can help me if you do enjoy working with me. And it definitely, makes me feel really good whenever a commissioner contacts me and says, so-and-so sent me because they really liked the work you did, or, so on and so forth. And so that can help me, and that's extra help that you, didn't have to commission me for, basically. But yeah, if you guys have any questions when dealing with me about commissions, feel free to leave them down in the comments down below. I'm more than happy to answer them. I have been doing this for 10 plus years, and so I tend to have a very tight schedule when it comes to doing stuff. Like, I know how long it's going to take me to do something normally, and I can usually give you guys a good quote on, length of time it's going to take for the commission to get done, and I do try to keep in contact with you guys. I also encourage you, if for some reason I haven't contacted you in a couple days and you're worried about it, please feel free to email me. I know some people don't like that, but I do not mind it. I want to say thank you to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, all the links will be down below, so if you'd like to look at my commissions and possibly get a commission, please feel free to contact me. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!